5 in 5 series continues to roll on as we look to cover 54 countries in Africa with 54 different lawyers. And some of them we're getting to for the second time around, but not in this case. We are joined in Uganda for, I believe, the first time by Diana Butungi, who is a partner at TASLAF Advocates in Kampala. Absolutely delighted that Diana has joined us for this 5 in 5 series, where we get to shine a light on the legal market and the economic markets within the country of Uganda, a country in East Africa that has got so much going for it. I mean, it really is a building and a growing economic market, and Diana is one of the right at the forefront of the legal industry. So we're going to be discussing the opportunities and what is going on in that country and what we need to be watching out for. So thank you very much, Diana, for joining us on the 5 in 5 series. Enjoy it.
Well, Uganda's economy is showing resilience. Our GDP is at $48 billion, which is great. There has been a 6.2% growth in the GDP. And our inflation, I think headline inflation is now at 3.2%. So generally, coffee is the biggest export earner. It brings in about $500 million to $1 billion and contributes to the GDP. So would be great news, but 42% of the population still lives below the poverty line of $1.7 per day, and only 53% have access to electricity. So the government has formed the National Development Plan 4, which seeks to grow GDP from $50 billion to $500 billion by 2040. And it would seek to do this through interventions in mining, energy, infrastructure, and agro-industrialization, among others. This is timely given the fact that right now there are issues to do with global finance and the trade tariffs as well. So this is a timely intervention from the government. Thank you. Yes, the legal market is growing. We have transactions right now in TMT, which is technology, media, and telecom, energy and corporate finance, and also mining sector. And the lawyers are now 4,000. Approved legal practices are around 1,200. And approved legal departments, which have in-house counsel, around 98. And these in-house counsel work in both public entities and private entities. International firms are also here. We have international and regional firms. We have Dentons, we have ENS Africa, and a couple of other law firms. And this shows that the legal market in Uganda is ripe and open for investment. Yes, Uganda is also a member of the East Africa Law Society, which is the regional bar association. And initially it was just Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Rwanda. But right now we have South Sudan and Ethiopia as members. And possibly DRC will also join the regional bar association. So yes, the most promising sector really is energy. Energy is the most promising sector. First of all, in oil and gas, we this year had a confirmed funding, the first tranche of funding from a consortium of banks led by Standard Bank South Africa, Afrexim Bank, Islamic Cooperation Bank, and a couple of other banks. And this gave funding to the ECOP, which is the East Africa Crude Oil Project Pipeline. And this is good because it means that now the pipeline can be developed alongside the upstream projects, which are in Telenga and Kingfisher. Also, we have a new investor for the refinery project who's called Alpha MBM from the UAE. And they've signed an implementation agreement with the government of Uganda. So we also hope to see the refinery project setting off. But there is a renewed focus, not just in oil and gas, there's a renewed focus on other energy sources like solar, hydro, thermal, and nuclear power. So any investors and suppliers in these sectors are welcome. And local suppliers are especially encouraged to participate because the policies, laws, and regulations favor local content. So local suppliers are encouraged to either participate by themselves or to form joint ventures with international companies and come and participate in the sector. Another sector which is the right for growth is mining. The government has renewed its focus on mining, and we hope to see more growth in these areas going forward. Yes, there is job growth in the legal market. We have very many new law firms springing up, but the majority of the law graduates do join IFLR and Chambers Global Ranked law firms. That's where most of the skilled law graduates go. The issues that are happening now with that sector, though, is that there are issues to do with delayed enrollment of advocates to the courts of Uganda, and also to do with remuneration of young lawyers, especially associates and trainees. And these are being addressed by the Law Society right now. You should note that Uganda has a very young population. 70% is under the age of 30 years old, which is roughly 33 million people out of 45 million people. So the unemployment rate is at around 12 to 15%. So there are still gaps in the employment opportunities available for lawyers, and we hope that this will be addressed by the government soon. Yes. First of all, we have incoming elections in January 2026, political elections, and it's expected that the market will contract close to third quarter, fourth quarter this year, and also immediately after the elections, the market will contract because the campaigns are beginning in August 2025. So we expect to see reductions in tourism, investment, remittances, and maybe pressure on the Uganda currency, which is the Uganda shillings. But we hope that after the elections are done, that's next year, around the third quarter of next year, we hope to see more growth and bouncing back of the economy.